Hi, it's Ivory, your new favorite female comedic science coach. And I wanted to begin to share about my experience with leaving Christianity in hopes that it will help other people. I know from experience that when you leave Christianity, if your family is predominantly Christian and most of the people that you interact with are Christian, it can feel lonely, especially when they are pressuring you to come back to Christianity. And so I hope that by me sharing my journey and things that I've went through, that it will support you, inspire you, encourage you, and just let you know that you're not alone. And so I want to talk about a particular thing right now. And for myself, I left Christianity at the age of around 15 or 16. And I gravitated toward pro-black organizations, like the 5% Nation, Nation of Islam, the Nuwabu Nation, which was started by Malachi D. York. And I was, exploring these different things because I saw how racism affected the African American community, and I wanted to make a difference. I had a burden to uplift the African American community and bring about change. So I was gravitating toward these organizations looking for a solution to the problems that I saw in the African American community. And so from the age of about 15 or 16 up until 24, I was exploring these different philosophies and spiritual systems. And at the age of about 24 or 25, I went back to Christianity, and it was for the same reason. The reason I ended up going back was because at that particular time in my life, I was involved with an organization called Future America, and I was not satisfied with some things that were going on with the organization, and so I was thinking about leaving. And then I was around a lot of Christians, and a lot of people that I was close to were Christian, and so there was pressure to come back to Christianity. And so being that I was vulnerable during that time, I started to think that maybe they were right. And I started to think that maybe my way to make a difference was to become a minister. I started to think that maybe I had a calling to ministry and a calling to do missions work. And just to give you a little bit of background, I am a preacher's kid. My father is a pastor. He was a pastor for many years, but he's retired now. But yeah, I have strong roots in Christianity. So I, transitioned back into Christianity, and I just had a really negative experience when I came back. I experienced a lot of pain and trauma through that decision. And so I began to realize that, well, it actually, my experience, it confirmed that Christianity was just not right for me. No offense to any Christians. I don't have an issue with people being Christian. It's just not for me. That's just not the path for me. So, looking back on my spiritual journey from a comedic perspective, I was looking for the answers and solutions in other people, in those different organizations. But from a African spiritual paradigm, I am the answer. I am the solution. The answer or the solution doesn't come from something outside of myself. It comes from within me. I am to go within and create an answer or a solution. I am to go within and come up with a way to contribute to my community and impact the African American community. In Christianity, we're taught that God is outside of us, God is distant. We're taught that we're disconnected from God and we need Jesus as a mediator to reconnect with God, and we need to go through Jesus. We're also taught that the flesh is wicked, the flesh is deceitful, the flesh is weak. And so we're taught not to trust ourselves. So when you come and the other thing is that we rely on the Bible for answers. We rely on the preacher for answers. We rely on our church members for answers within Christianity. So when you leave Christianity, it's like, okay, now what? Where do the answers come from? And so as you're forging your own spiritual path, it's important for you to learn how to listen to your intuition. And you have to learn how to trust yourself. When you're making decisions, should I do this or should I not do this? And even with, hearing from your spirit guides, hearing from the ancestors, this comes from learning to go within so that you can hear what spirit is saying, what your guides are saying. And so it's really important that that's something foundational as you're cultivating your spiritual path, that you learn to go within and trust yourself. That is tapping into the divine feminine. Tapping into the divine feminine has nothing to do with being female. Tapping into the divine feminine is learning to go within, learning to explore your inner world. So, simply put, tapping into the divine feminine is just tapping into the spirit. And if you're interested in learning more about how to tap into the divine feminine, or you want to learn how to use comedic and metaphysical principles to improve your mental health and emotional well-being, then you can reach out to me at Goddess Power Principles Coaching. I provide mental health and spiritual coaching. My email address is comediccoaching@gmail.com, or you can reach out to me on Instagram at Goddess Power Principles Coaching. And I just want to reiterate that you are not alone on this journey. And thank you for watching. Peace and blessings.